Hey everybody, it's Jordan. That's me, the Urban Outlander. So happy to have you here. It's episode 509, season 5 of Outlander. This episode is called Monsters and Heroes. I was about to reverse it there by accident. First moment of the episode, Marsley calls Claire Ma. And then Roger and Jamie go on a little hunting trip and things get a little bit, bitey. There is nothing like bonding with your father-in-law other than sucking the blood out of his snakebite wound. When it feels like Jamie is about to, knocking on heaven's door with this really bad snakebite, and Roger's wondering, as men in a dire situation will do in the dark of night in the woods, can I kill a man? When they start talking about Bonnet. No judgments, but I'm just saying, can you kill a man if you get lost in the woods all the time? I don't blame him. I would be useless in the woods too. I would be lost along with Roger Mac, but we'll see if that's put to the test. Next episode, just a little seed that's planted. We'll see if Roger can kill a man. I feel like if it's Stephen Bonnet, you can't. My favorite joke of this episode was when Jamie is being tended by Claire and she says to him, "It looks like you've been roasted over a spit." And he replies, "You should really work on your bedside manner, Sassenach." Outlander giving me giggles 2 episodes in a row. Big moment in this episode, or what should have been a bigger moment, the buffalo in the yard. So this is actually, along with Jamie's snake bite, these are 2 big parts that happen in the book. And I was a little disappointed with the buffalo. First, I was actually surprised that they even did it, because season 1, Claire was supposed to fight a wolf. That didn't happen. Last season, Jamie was supposed to fight a bear in the woods. Then they substituted for a man dressed as a bear. Anyway, so I wasn't feeling too hopeful about seeing this buffalo, but lo and behold, here it is. Well, it was a little disappointing for me. In the book, here we go. I know, I'm gonna be one of those people. It was just like a really cool moment, and of course how it was written. Brianna was supposed to come with an axe and go, yeah, down on his neck, and then Claire was supposed to grab that saw that was gonna be used for Jamie and slits the buffalo's throat. But it was a little bit anticlimactic for me, the way they did it. How did you feel about it? Was it like cool? Was it like, oh my gosh? Was it exciting? Was it a good moment for you? The Fergus and Ian scene. Let's also just take a moment to realize that this was the first time this season that Fergus has had more than one line, one word this season. So seeing him, like 2 characters that we don't normally see together, I don't think at all. Oh no, we haven't seen them together since I think season maybe 4, but I'm actually thinking about season 3, Creme de Menthe episode. One of my least favorite episodes from season 3. But it's been a while since we've seen them together. Roger and Ian together last episode was really nice. And so this now, we get to see Fergus and Ian together. Ian trying to kind of defend, or rather shield, Fergus from Jamie's sort of opinion about how he would feel if he was amputated. And then sort of seeing how Fergus is like, hey, you know what? I live a pretty full life, even if I don't have my arm or my hand. A really nice scene between 2 characters that we don't really get to see together very often ever, especially since Ian has been pretty MIA. All right, I cannot not comment Claire's little technique to revive Jamie from dying. I don't remember it in the book. It doesn't really matter, but I'm glad it worked. I'm gonna have to remember that if I'm ever going on in my life and someone, partner or no, is bitten by a snake and on death's door, just something to keep in mind, something just to sort of file away for future reference. But in all honesty, it was kind of an interesting episode because everybody is sort of reacting to the possibility of what will happen if Jamie either dies or loses a leg. How does it affect Claire, Brianna, Roger, Ian, Fergus, everybody? Jamie says to Roger that if he dies, the 3 of them have to go back through the stones, including Jemmy if he can go through. and we sort of get a little bit of the stakes of Jamie Fraser kind of being the linchpin for everybody on the ridge, and how he's affected like everybody's life, because everybody is just basically, they follow Jamie through whatever is going on, whatever ocean, ship, country, war, people will follow him. If he's not around anymore, or if he is somehow not his whole physical self, or maybe emotional, psychological, how does that affect everybody? Before we jump off into the last few episodes of this season, we all know how vitally important it is for Jamie Fraser to survive. And like he says, there's another war coming, so we really need to keep him around. So another really kind of cool episode, another standalone episode. We are reigniting the Bonnet plot, so we'll see how that shakes out. And I also feel like this episode is sort of really reinforcing a huge theme this season, which you could say is for every season, but it's in a different way. Reinforcing the love between Jamie and Claire in this new phase of their life, living on the ridge, being the laird, being the healer. They have their roles and they're really cementing them, and while playing out their own responsibilities in this place and time, it sort of reinforces their love. And I like the way this episode ended with Jamie saying to her, whether we're together or apart, I will always love you. Hit it, Whitney! Kidding. In separate news, I want to talk about cyber stalking real quick. For anybody who's not paying attention to social media or, I don't know, celebrity gossip, Sam Heughan, our beloved Sam Heughan, who plays Jamie Fraser, in case you didn't know, posted on social media recently about stalking. He has put out a very clear statement that he's been going through a lot of shit in the past several years, let's be real. People bullying, cyberbullying, stalking him, and how he's now just started to take legal action, it sounds like. It's finally reached a sort of peak that he needed to really send out a statement. It felt like some people thought that these are just some trolls making rude, nasty remarks, he should just ignore them. But I think he made it pretty clear that no, it has crept into beyond just trolls online sending horrible remarks to him. This is now people, scary people, showing up at a place that he is living in or vacationing in, and now that has crossed a line. It's no secret that I'm a big Tobias Menzies fan, and yes, I have crossed an ocean to see him in a play. Now, while I was in London, I did know, thanks to a recent interview he had given, he had actually divulged where he lives in London, at least the neighborhood. And in my little brain, I was like, what? I can't believe you just said that, what? I'm listening to it. Anyway, but even though I crossed an ocean and like saw him in a play twice, I wasn't gonna go and try to figure out where he lived. Yeah, I may have known what neighborhood he lived in, but by no means did I care enough, or frankly have time enough, to go and try to figure out where exactly he lived. Because at the end of the day, I'm an enthusiastic fan, but I'm crazy, but not stalker crazy. And it's a shame when there's a small number of people online who kind of ruin the fun for all the normal level-headed fans. But I wanted to also bring up that you don't need to be a celebrity in order to experience this kind of abuse. It's as simple as being a woman, a journalist, or maybe a teenager. I mean, you can be a total non-celebrity and still experience this kind of harassment, where it goes above and beyond nasty comments on Twitter or Instagram. It actually starts affecting your mental and emotional health and becomes a threat. There is a thing called cybersexual abuse, aka revenge porn, that is a reality with social media and the internet. What can happen is that sometimes people are in abusive relationships. Somebody tries to get out, and then that partner or former partner uses, sexually explicit photos, videos, personal information to try to blackmail that other person, whether it's, getting them fired from a job, trying to make sure they don't get into another relationship with someone. But this kind of thing is happening all the time, and it happens to non-celebrities. So sometimes I see these weird comments about like, oh, it's just some trolls commenting, like whatever, block them, or whatever, who cares? Oh, let's feel bad for like celebrities and male celebrities. They have to experience this. It's like, well, hold on one second. Of course, I feel bad for Sam Heughan that he's experiencing this. Anybody can experience it because it's a reality that happens in this world with all of the internet and all of the social media crap that's out there. But really what I just mean is, as a lighthearted fan, the fun is ruined by other fucking idiot morons. And that's all I have to say about that. So, check me out on Twitter, check me out on Instagram. Don't be a fucking troll and send me nasty comments. Not that that actually happens to me very often, it doesn't. Let me know what you think of this episode, and let me know if you think that it kind of stunk, or you were into it, or you were like, nah, I kind of want to see a buffalo's head being chopped off. It's the urbanOutlander.com. Subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. And let me know what you're doing for crafts during quarantine, because if you're like me, cutting and pasting and making cards is one thing to pass the time. But you know what? I also really need a haircut. It's starting to get really desperate. So I might have to start looking up some YouTube videos. Or you might see me in a hat next time. Thanks, guys!